Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be telling you the top 5 beginner flute mistakes that are the most common. Before we get into the video, remember to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications so that you'll know whenever I post a new video. Alright, so the first one I wanted to point out, and is probably the most obvious one as well, is posture. Having the correct posture when playing the flute is really important because it can affect your airflow and your tone and a lot of other things as well. So the first thing you got to make sure that you're doing is that you're standing. I know it's a lot easier to play sitting down, but that's really not recommended. And the reason for that is because it would be really hard for you to learn how to use your diaphragm and your abdominal muscles if you're always sitting down. You should be standing quite firmly on the ground, almost like you're about to do a squat. Make sure you're balancing evenly on both feet and not leaning on one or the other. This will create a really nice and strong foundation for you. You can fix your posture by just simply being aware of it and looking in front of a mirror. And of course, it wouldn't hurt to also do a few squats to get the hang of it before you hold your flute. So now that we've talked about the posture for your body, we're going to move on to the posture for your flute. So the most ideal height to hold your flute up would be roughly a 90-degree angle, which means like this. Exactly 90 degrees. If you're holding your flute all the way down here or all the way up here, then I'm sorry, you're not doing it right and you'll need to change it. The reason that we need to hold the flute at a correct angle is to ensure that the airflow is as smooth as possible. It will also affect your entire posture a lot if you're holding it really low or really high. The way to fix this is also quite easy. Just simply be aware of it and maybe practice standing in front of the mirror for a few days or a week. And every time you notice yourself drooping or going up, then just bring yourself back to that 90-degree angle and then you'll get used to it in no time. The third mistake that I wanted to bring up is breathing after every single note. This usually happens for two reasons. Either you have really short breath, or you just simply don't know that you're doing it. It kind of sounds like that you're having an asthma attack, which is not very nice, and it will also make you really dizzy, which is what I'm feeling right now. Not to mention it will make all of your phrases really short and cut off. So the best way to fix this is if you have really short breath and you're finding it hard to increase that, I would suggest practicing sustained notes to a metronome every single day. Set the metronome to crotchet equals 60. Play every single note of the chromatic scale starting from a middle B and hold it for 2 or 4 beats depending on how long you can hold it for. Once you're comfortable holding it for 4 beats, then you increase it to 5 and then 6 and so on. Alright, so the next mistake that I notice is really common is lifting your fingers way too high. And what I mean by that is that whenever you're changing a note, you're lifting your fingers a lot higher than necessary. That will create unnecessary movement for you and it won't be good for your development in your technique later down the line. So what we want is when you're changing fingerings, you still want every finger to be pretty much as close to the key as possible. And the last most common mistake that I notice in beginners is having your elbows either too high or too low. If it's too high, it's going to cause tension, which might mean that you could develop some soreness and pain in your shoulders or your back, which is not a good thing. If it's too low, you're going to be restricting your airflow, which is not what we want either. So my tip for you to fix this is to start off without the flute. It helps to do this against a wall, so if you have a wall at home, I really recommend doing this against a wall. Then you bring your instrument to you as opposed to moving your body to your instrument. This will ensure that you won't be sacrificing or compromising your posture at all. So yeah, those are my top 5 beginner flute mistakes that are most common and tips on how to fix those. If you enjoyed this video and you want me to make more of these kinds of topics, remember to give it a like and leave a comment down below. I hope you found this video useful, and that's it. I'll see you next time. Bye!